We are a non-profit organization based in Maspumelele, and in this day we were appreciating a donation that came from the Port Club, which is a nice restaurant run by the famous chef Luke Del Roberts. As the founder of the organization, I find our work very impactful, that all this food we cook for our community and create safe spaces for abused women in the community. We reduce the hopelessness. In our community, there's a lot of unemployment, drug abuse, alcohol abuse. We appreciate all the chefs every last day of the month. They come to Intervisionary NPC with food donations and also make a very nice lunch for the community. So the chefs work in a very big restaurant in town, the Port Club, and there is also like students that come from various communities that Luke Del Roberts have is empowered through the Taste Kitchen. They also make food to give to our community. The meals are provided for Monday to Friday for lunch, and most of these families rely on that one meal, and it's said to note that they may not have food to take home. Our goal as an organization is to start offering food parcels to communities that are in need. Then on the same day, we received a huge donation of shoes. We have our partners, Joey's South Peninsula Properties. They are the ones that donated 215 shoes. This is like the third supply of shoes to our community. The first one, the second one, and the third have now come to 711 pairs of shoes. So we are going to have the last batch, because our target this year was to offer 1,000 pairs of shoes to our community. This was just a blessed day. Marianne from Jowitz and Crystal Kolnick, they were all part of the work. You see how the community works together with the deliveries of the shoes, the school children, families that live specifically in wetlands. There's a place in Masupumelele called the Wetlands. So during the winter storms, the families were living in rivers of water. All their clothes, all their homes were wet. They didn't have clothes to wear, they didn't have blankets, they didn't have food, they didn't have electricity because of the effects of the storms. So we started a new project with KwaZulu. It wasn't a new as such, because we once helped them during some other disasters before, but we had to make sure we start a sustainable, convenient project to support the KwaZulu wetlands region. The wetlands is a big space, but us choosing KwaZulu was to allow other local stakeholders and organizations to also make impact in other areas that are not covered. So we then worked together with Jowitz South Peninsula Properties to actually put together donations. They had drop-off points at all their offices that are in the southern suburbs. So all the donations were coming through their offices. There was a whole lot of movement. They had to drive to drop off food, clothes, blankets, shoes, whatever donations were coming up. So these families ended up having a safe space where they could have food. We had trauma sessions to support these families. The work that we do in Masipumelele is not funded. Jowitz South Peninsula has stepped in to cover up most of the challenges. For us to be able to get sustainability for the kitchen through Luke Del Roberts, it came through Jowitz South Peninsula, Jowitz Properties South Peninsula, sorry. They assisted us to secure basic ingredients for the kitchen for the whole month from Luke Del Roberts. So now we need support to keep this work happening. The organization is refugee-led. As the founder, Matilda Tsitifakazi, I am a refugee living in Cape Town, but I believe that I've been called to serve in this community. The core objective of the organization is to fight gender-based violence, create safe spaces for abused women. You know, especially migrant women that exist in this community, they find themselves as victims of violence. They are abused because there's no support system for them. The whole family is left behind in their countries, and then when they come here, they start to struggle. There's also a challenge between the local women and the foreign community. So we work so hard to include everybody, to bring diversity and inclusion into the community. Our women need those safe spaces. When we hold circles, we invite everyone to the circles. When we eat food, we eat from the same pot. When we celebrate Heritage Day, we celebrate together. So this work is not mainly focused on refugees simply because the founder is a refugee, but it's also a space, a hub, where we get to let go of the differences that exist within the community. Look at the challenges our community face and try and find solutions together. The most biggest challenge we have is that we do not have stable funding for this work. Stable funding to run all the projects that we have. I've spoken about the gender-based violence work. We have got 5 pathways, 5 projects, 5 activities, different projects that we do. The first one is that of gender-based violence awareness and support for local and migrant women in the community. All women are supported through workshops, through education around how they can protect themselves from being abused and what action can they take when they face gender-based violence. We also offer services as we work with the police and work with the local court for child maintenance, child protection, as we have an ECD center. We help women to secure their protection orders with the court to protect them from violence. We also educate women through the healing circles that we hold, how to look after themselves, the important part of self-care. We educate women on the tools that they can use to protect, to help themselves when they go through violence and also after, because the life of a survivor of violence is quite complicated. They still need to heal from the traumas that they are carrying. So that is the first project, which has to do with gender-based violence. We also have the second project, which is the women empowerment. We teach women to work for themselves. There's a high rate of unemployment in the community. We educate women on how they can sustain themselves through working with their hands. We dig deeper into creativity and find out what things the women can do, what things they can make, what services they can offer to sustain themselves, as we all know that if a woman does not have a secure financial plan, the abuser takes advantage as she then depends on the abuser. So the Women Empowerment Project is very important. We also have an ECD center which has 20 children, and 70% of those children are children of survivors. 30% do not pay school fees. They are either from abusive homes, or they are from struggling families that we have in the community. We took time to charge people at the preschool, as we thought it could be a space that can just offer services to support a woman that is transitioning from an abusive relationship into a new journey of the self. We have the fourth project, which is the food security. With food security, we provide meals at the community kitchen and also grow food at the farm. We have been offered land by a local businessman that we can grow vegetables for the kitchen. So we also teach our people food security, food sustainability, through growing their food, starting a home garden, recycling the plastic that is on the streets and using it to start to grow food. So we have got a home gardening project. We also grow the food there at the farm that we cook. We grow herbs to nourish the food that we give back to the community. We are doing such amazing work, but we struggle with the financial capability of continuing with the work. We have tried to apply for grants only to be disappointed at the end in most cases. So we are looking for partners, individuals that are willing to stretch their hands to support our work, like what Joey's South Peninsula have been doing. We know people can only help to a certain extent that they can. We appreciate the food sustainability by Luke Del Roberts. For us to continue, as we have so many projects, for us to continue with the work, I'm inviting you to partner with our organization. We also do women's circles. We have got family healing programs for environmental justice that we do once a month. We meet in circle to find healing modalities through storytelling, through creativity, and healing song and dance in our families, through understanding. All that work needs a lot of money, and as an unfunded organization, we rely on occasional donations. So if you are willing to partner with us, you can let us know. I'm going to give details on the video how you can help us continue the work that we do. We welcome partnerships. Partnerships are very powerful with bigger organizations within and outside South Africa. The goal is to one day build a community center where we can reduce the costs that go to rental. There's a lot of money that goes to rental. We also have staff members that need to be paid. We cannot expect people to continue volunteering their time. We also need to look after the caregivers that are part of the work. So I'm inviting you all to join us in making a difference. We have made such a big difference. So far, since we started the organization, we have done a lot.